Hello, welcome to Flosstube and Variety Show number 22. I'm Emily Williams and I'm in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And we are finally experiencing fall weather here. It's glorious. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. This is Flosstube, so you'll find out about some of my cross-stitch projects, and it's a variety show, so you will find out about something else, or a few other things maybe. Anyway, welcome. I'm glad you've joined me today. Let's get started on cross stitch. I always lead, or almost always lead, with Temperature Tree, which is a temperature project from StitchinMommy. Each branch of this tree is a month. Each leaf is a day. And the colors are according to the high temperatures of the day. And you can see my progress. Oops, let's get that back a little. You can see the whole tree. And I'm gonna bring you in right here on October and November. Hopefully that's focusing, and you can see that there is a purple leaf. Yesterday, the high temperature was 48, which is pretty cool for early November. But it was great, really great. You can see I'm dressed a little more warmly here. I also have worked, this is the first time I've shown you this in a while. This is Ornament, pattern by ZephyrMood, which is an Etsy shop also. And here is the whole thing that I've done so far. And you can see I've made quite a bit of progress on this lower, larger square, and that's really fun. I enjoy this kind of stitching because of the symmetry. So once you get going, you can make some progress without, having to count every stitch. And it's also only those two colors, which are beautiful colors of blue. In the description box below, I tell you which colors those are. I can't remember at the moment which ones they are, but I'm enjoying working on that. And I'm also continuing to work on the Linens and Threads Mystery Stitch Along, and they just released the November section, the 11th section, which is this block here. And then I know December is going to be something that fits into here and comes down here somewhat, because the size overall of the project is listed as this number of stitches, but you see we've only stitched, here's the lowest we've stitched so far. So I'm sure there's something that's going to come down in here, being released December 1st. And then the whole pattern will be released. And will I be caught up? Probably not completely, but I am moving forward on it. This week I've been working on, on this border. I've extended that some and filled in the top rosettes of red, and I've been working on the small inner borders. So I have two more of those to do, and then the two blocks, and to finish that border. And my impression is that the last two blocks are a little lighter on stitches. At least the last one is. There's some backstitch detail in there. So I will work on that soon. And the interesting or fun thing is that in November, in one of the Facebook groups I'm part of, Semi-Sane Stitchers is a challenge game thing. This Facebook group, as well as Full Coverage Fanatics, which I also have joined, they have challenges, games and things like that throughout the year that are designed to encourage people to do their stitching. So you have a little goal to work toward. This particular Semi-Sane Stitchers game is dodgeball, where you stitch a certain number of stitches on a project to earn a ball, and then you throw it at someone on the opposing team, and they have to stitch a certain number of stitches, smaller number, to dodge it. And I'm on the red team, which is nice because red is my favorite color. And it's about 25 people per team, I would say. And, it's there are some people who are stitching like mad. I don't know where they get the time and how they do it so fast. But I have used both of those last two projects, Ornament and Talavera, to stitch my stitching for that game, and so it's encouraged me to make some progress. I think I'm going to focus on Talavera for the next several days in that game, because I really would like to finish that in January. The last part of the design will be released in December, early 1st of December, and once the middle of December comes, we'll be busy with holiday things, I believe, and I probably won't do a lot of cross stitch. So I'm going to give myself at least to the end of January to finish that. So that is my cross stitching. I also have worked on Under the Roof of Blue Ionian Weather this week, and I've done about 400 stitches on it, but it doesn't show. It's so much gray and similar in color to the fabric. I'm not going to show you. I will show you maybe next week when I've made more progress. So another thing that I had shown you last week was the kit that I bought of this unpronounceable type of buttons, embroidered buttons, and I decided to make one. And this is far from perfect. It's not centered. Let me wonder what I should put behind it so you can see it. Maybe you can see it well enough. Is that focusing? It's not really centered, so I sort of get the idea that I need to be a little more careful with that. And I possibly didn't count correctly the number of threads in each little group. But the construction, the method of it, the technique of it was very doable and enjoyable. And the embroidery part was pretty good. I mean, it was fun. I thought that it was more like weaving, but it is really more like embroidery. And here's what the back looks like. You actually go all the way through. And the back, of course, is messier because you're tying off your threads on the back, but it's nice. So the question that comes that you may be wondering is, so Emily, what do you do with, let's see, does that show up better? What do you do with such a thing? Well, you can wear it as a little brooch. You can use it on a bag. If you make a bag that has handles and you might put a button at the base of each handle, you could make these buttons for the bases of the handles. That would be a possibility. Or you could just collect them. Because really, what do we do with any of our crafts? At this moment, my husband and I, have a surfeit of watercolor paintings. I know, whoever says that? Have you ever heard that phrase before? Probably not. We have more watercolor paintings in our house than we have spaces for them on our walls that we've designated, that we've already thought about. There are other places in our house we can put more paintings on the walls. So clearly we're going to have to do that. And I don't like framed pieces just leaning up against each other because it seems like a waste. And they're beautiful watercolors, all of the ones we have. So maybe sometime I'll give you a little gallery tour or put some photos up of them. But we have to get them up on the walls. But that's a little different from craft things, because in the world of crafting, you make things for the fun of making them. And what happens to it next is not the important thing. That is not why you made it to start with, is what happens to it next. Sometimes I make things, I'm sure everyone makes things specifically for a particular person as a gift. And sometimes you make something for the fun of making it, and when you're finished, you say, oh, actually, my friend so-and-so would probably enjoy that, or my sister-in-law would like that, and you end up giving it as a gift. But most people who do crafts have quite a backlog of completed projects that have no home other than in the collection of the maker, which I think is fine. I really do. I certainly do have those things. And then one other thing I'm going to tell you about, I'm going to put some pictures in here because it's just too bulky to physically have it here where I am making my video to show you, which is the Jenny's Christmas Countdown to Christmas box, mystery box. And this is from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and these are items, 25 items that are labeled with numbers, so you open one each day starting December 1st, and the last one you open December 25th. And they're in, as you can see in the pictures I'm showing you, they are numbered. They're in numbered boxes or bags. These paper bags have numbers on them also. Excuse me. And the idea is that you open one each day, and as I understand it, I mean, it's a mystery, so I don't know 100% what's in the box. There's some notions, and there's some rulers, and there's some patterns, and there's some fabric, and some other things, decorations maybe, and that some of the things work together to become a project that you would make. So you maybe get a charm squares and a special ruler and a pattern and a zipper, and the project is to make a little zipper bag or something. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be fun. Now, the last year, she's had this for a few years apparently. Last year was the first year I was aware of it. I happened to be watching one of their videos where they were telling about it, and they said, and if you go right now to our website, you can pre-order yours, and they will be sent to you at the end of November, and you can start opening them on December 1st. So it isn't inexpensive, I wouldn't say, but it's probably low-cost entertainment. And it's probably a good value in terms of what you get per dollar in the box as a whole. So I said, this sounds like fun. This is 2020. We have not traveled. We have not gone out to eat. We have not done things. I'm going to spend some money on myself. And I went to the website, and within 1 hour of them announcing that it was available, it was sold out. I don't know how many they made, but it's very, if you look back at those packages, you may be able to tell it's a lot of hands-on work, because the boxes are assembled. Somebody puts each item in a paper bag and puts the label on, seals it, and puts the label on it with the correct number. So it's not just something off the shelf. There's a lot of work involved in it. So it's some sort of a limited capacity that they have to have done that. And I missed it. So this year, they announced the first pre-order in maybe April. And I jumped on it right away because I didn't want to miss out this year. So that's why I have it. And it came last week, plenty of time before December 1st. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's in it. They ask, of course, that you not spoil the surprise for other people by posting on social media what's in the box. I'm not going to spoil the surprise for anybody. But I do think that if I make videos in December, I will show you the things that were in the box up to that point, up to that date. I'm not going to open them in advance. I will open them no faster than one per day on the day that it's assigned. So I won't be ahead of the date, and probably I'll be behind by a day because I don't know, I could easily manage that, which helps if I have any viewers from other time zones for them to not be spoiled by me showing what's in the box. But I will show you. And if I don't make videos very much in December, I will show you in January. Anyway, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's always fun to open a present, isn't it? Even if it's a present you bought for yourself. But this is something sort of a hybrid of that because I bought it for myself, but I didn't select it. So it is still a surprise. So I think that's fun. that is really all I have to talk about today. I hope that you are enjoying some fall weather where you are. If you happen to be in the other hemisphere, you might be enjoying spring weather. It might be beginning to be warm. And for here, it's beginning to be cool. In North Carolina, this part of North Carolina, we get our peak fall color around now, around the second full week of November, first full week of November, right around in here. It's very much later than I'm used to from my childhood of Michigan and Western New York. But it's beautiful around here when it finally comes. So enjoy the weather, enjoy your stitching and other crafting, and many blessings to you, friends.